is the blockchain party. The blockchain party has only just begun. So that technology that's underlying Bitcoin is what we are talking about here. Okay, and essentially, a blockchain is like a digital ledger. So it's a continuously growing list of records called blocks. Okay, and they are designed to be resistant to modifications, resistance allegedly to any kind of fraudulent activity. It works on a peer-to-peer networks on a shared basis, and this kind of prevention of any alteration is an amazing security feature. And that being said, they are talking about how this blockchain technology can be incorporated in other areas, and we are talking, in the medical arts, in the judicial system. It's interesting how all these things will be taken as a technology to roll into so many other areas, including banking, your normal banking that we are involved in. Andy, you want to weigh in on it? Give us some thoughts.
Yeah, thanks Yasin bhai for involving me again. Yeah, it's actually blockchain के बारे में मैं पहले भी पढ़ रहा था और मैंने सुना भी है कि it's actually a fantastic technology. Lot of banks and even central banks want to get ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी, जो कि हमारे लिसनर्स को पता ही होगा, आपने बताया भी है कि बिटकॉइन जो स्टार्ट हुआ था 2009, Bitcoin actually started on blockchain technology, right? So, and it's a fantastic technology. Again, I'm not from into IT, so I don't know much, but I know for a fact, right? Like a lot of, as I said, banking and IT companies want to get into blockchain. So I'm not sure कि जैसे हम बात कर रहे हैं कि बिटकॉइंस की और क्रिप्टो करेंसीज की whether they'll survive another 10 years or not, but this blockchain technology definitely will survive for future.
Yeah, feel that recently I know we are reading some news about how some people are trying to get into the some apparently fraudulent activity in the Bitcoin, and they are trying to sort of create some element of embezzlement. But I think the blockchain technology, I think they're working outside of it, and some people, I believe, they just they think they are buying into Bitcoin, or they are dealing with someone who's dealing in Bitcoin, and unfortunately they get caught in the trap. I still feel the blockchain technology is solid. It's very secure. Andy?
या बिल्कुल इसी भाई, आई टोटली एग्री विद यू. चले हम अपने लिसनर्स को नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग की तरफ लेके चलते हैं. द नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग इज एक्चुअली कॉल्ड चांद सिफारिश फ्रॉम द मूवी फना. लिसन एंड एंजॉय.
चांद सिफारिश जो करता हमारी, देता वो तुमको बता. शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता. जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना, होना है तुझ में फना. चांद सिफारिश जो करता हमारी, देता वो तुमको बता. शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता. तेरी अदा भी है झोंके वाली, छुपी गुजर जाने दे. तेरी लचक है कि जैसे डाली, दिल में उतर जाने दे. आजा बाहों में करके बहाना, होना है तुझ में फना, चांद से बारिश जो करता हमारी, देता वो तुमको बता, शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता. जो इरादे बता दूं तुमको, शर्मा ही जाओगी तुम, धड़कने जो सुना दूं तुमको, घबरा ही जाओगी तुम. हमको आता नहीं है छुपाना, होना है तुझ में फना, चांद से बारिश जो करता हमारी, देता वो तुमको बता, शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता. जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना, होना है तुझ में फना.
Folks, this is your host Yasin Dewji coming to you from Bollywood Mix, your favorite hit music radio show in the Tri Cities, and we're coming to you from 102.7 FM, and as well you can pick us up online at soundfm.ca/listen. We just want to come to you again with some more information. I was again giving some read this morning, and we're talking about inflation. Some think tanks are predicting that inflation's return could shock a generation that's not really seen it or felt it, to the extent that they should be aware of. Inflation, as we all know, is very moderated right now, probably around 1.9% approximately. But some people are thinking that no, the underlying thing, the core inflation, which is what most economists work with, not the CPI, but the core inflation. They feel that that is beginning to creep up, and economists fear that they fear deflation, obviously, where money kind of loses its power. It actually gets more power, and commodities loses power. Uh, but new signs of inflation are worrying. Now, the Bank of Canada and other central banks around the world use core, as I mentioned, and not the CPI thing. Andy, you want to weigh in on it? Say a few words about what you think is possibly happening to inflation?
Yeah, thanks, Sachin bhai. I was actually watching World Economic Forum video last night, and बिल्कुल जो आप कह रहे हैं कि I was watching that central bankers, right? And उसमें Mark Carney, who was a Bank of Canada's chairman before, but now it's Bank of England, and he was there. Then International Monetary Fund की जो chairman है, I forgot her name.
Christine Lagarde.
क्रिस्टीन लगार्ड बिल्कुल तो एक्चुअली काफी सारे और बैंक ऑफ जापान के जो चेयरमैन है ही वाज देयर सो ऑल दीस पीपल वर देयर एंड दे वर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट इन्फ्लेशन the world right now is in actually very sweet spot they were saying and they don't see many problems coming up soon which always is the case right just a 2008 or 9 की recession से पहले भी everything was hunky dory right the world nothing could go wrong with the world and then we had a huge recession so yeah inflation की आप बात कर रहे थे कि we're not seeing much inflation and central bankers are always worried about deflation right because that means the economy is shrinking अभी आप जैसा कह रहे हैं कि शायद इन्फ्लेशन इज इट कमिंग, इज दैट व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, द ऑथर ऑफ दैट आर्टिकल सेइंग?
Yes, indeed, Andy. The author was saying that there is an underlying current that is indicating that there is probably some inflationary pressures, and I think he also mentioned what we have all witnessed. Of course, is three bank hikes in interest rates from last year, including this year when we had it. In early this year. So those are indicative of obviously some efforts by the central bank to try to stymie, some aspect of inflation by raising the interest rates. And obviously, some people will say, you know what, it's a good thing. Most people who are on debt will disagree with it because it's a higher load on their after, a take home paycheck. Andy?
या बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने यासीन भाई कि इन्फ्लेशन जो है इट्स एक्चुअली टू टेल यू द ट्रूथ, मेरे अकॉर्डिंग, राइट, अगेन इट्स माय ओपिनियन, इन्फ्लेशन इज इनविजिबल टैक्स। ठीक है? तो देखें, ये कहता जो सेंट्रल बैंकर्स काफ़ी सालों से कह रहे हैं कि इन्फ्लेशन इज़ वेरी लो। मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा यासीन भाई, व्हाट डू यू थिंक एज़ अ कॉमन मैन, डू यू थिंक द इन्फ्लेशन इज़ लो? राइट, लाइक हैवंट यू सीन प्राइसेस गो अप? मेरे को जो लगता है लास्ट 10 इयर्स में द प्राइसेस हैव गॉन अप, राइट? अगेन आई एम नॉट अ बैंकर, आई एम नॉट anything related to central bank at all, but I feel, right, the value of dollar is down, right? When I see last 10 years, I see my money is not buying me enough, right? And but income is not going up that high for a lot of people. What do you think? What's your opinion?
No, I would tend to agree with you, Andy. I think the cost of living appears to have gone up quite a bit. It's not just my views. I hear this on the streets because I mean I live in this world. It's like you do. I talk to people every day, and they do express their sentiments that the cost of living is high. And if you factor in, the increased house prices, then that also adds, a significant burden on the paycheck. So, in addition to, of course, other areas, where you have to pay. Look at the price of gas. I mean, for right at the pumps, that hasn't really come down anywhere near what we used to see. We were living in a world here in Canada where there used to be around 70, 75 cents per liter. You know, we'll never see those times again. I doubt it very much, Andy.
And how about the house prices? I know you always have opinion because you're a real estate agent for a long time. So what do you think? What's your opinion about the house prices? जो GTA में prices हैं, I know you sent me an article कि जो Whitby में Matt me, right, one of the biggest builders in GTA, उसने like what he sold last year, the prices now he's selling the same brand new homes $90,000 less in less than a year. So what's your opinion on that? I think our listeners will appreciate your opinion.
Well, again, can't really make any facts over here. These are just opinion what we hear. Again, just caveat is the thing, but there's no question that that those prices came down because I don't think it was so much the issue of demand. I think demand is still there from a people's perspective. But I believe that the availability of funding has become tighter, as we all know, because of the new regulations. So that has what's created maybe perhaps a reduced sale on that part, and therefore the builder is now trying to incentivize it and assisting in that respect. But to come to that question, Andy, you asked me the question. What's going to happen to the house prices? In 20 years from now, obviously the value of the currency will change. We all know that, and sometimes we will look at an increased house price as if it has appreciated, without kind of taking into consideration that the currency's buying power has become reduced, in time. So it's not as easy and straightforward answer, Andy. I wish I could give you that to you, but there's no questions. The underlying asset, which is home ownership, is still a very good idea, Andy.
बिल्कुल सही कहा यासीन भाई। चलिए इसी बात पे अपने लिसनर्स को नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग की तरफ लेके चलते हैं। द नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग इज छैया छैया फ्रॉम द मूवी दिल से। लिसन एंड एंजॉय।
जिनके सर हो इश्क की छाँव, पाँव के नीचे जन्नत होगी, जिन
चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 सारे इश्क की छाँव चल छैया छैया सारे इश्क की छाँव चल छैया आओ जन्नत चले चल छैया छैया पाओ जन्नत चले चल छैया चल छैया 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 वो यार है जो खुशबू की तरह जिसकी जुबान उर्दू की तरह
मेरी शाम रात मेरी कायनात वो यार मेरा सैया सैया चल
छैया 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 चल छैया 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 छैया
चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 छैया
गुलपोश कभी इतराए कहीं महके तो नजर आ जाए कहीं गुलपोश कभी इतराए कहीं महके तो नजर आ जाए कहीं तावीज बना के पहनूं उसे आयत की तरह मिल जाए कहीं तावीज बना के पहन उसे आयत की तरह मिल जाए कहीं गुलपोश कभी इतराए कहीं महके तो नजर आ जाए कहीं
तावीज़ बना के पहनूं से
वो यार है जो ईमान की तरह मेरा नगमा वही मेरा कलमा वही मेरा नगमा नगमा मेरा कलमा कलमा
मेरा नगमा नगमा मेरा कलमा कलमा मेरा नगमा नगमा मेरा कलमा कलमा मेरा नगमा नगमा मेरा कलमा कलमा
यार मिसाले ओस चले पाँव के तले फिर दोस्त चले कभी डाल डाल कभी बात बात में हवा पे ढूंढूं उसके निशान सारे इश्क की छाँव चल छैया छैया सारे इश्क की छाँव चल छैया पाँव जन्नत चले चल छैया छैया पाँव जन्नत चले चल छैया चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 इश्क की छाँव चल छैया छैया सारे इश्क की छाँव छैया पाँव जन्नत चले चल छैया छैया पाँव जन्नत चले चल छैया चल छैया 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 वो यार है जो खुशबू की तरह वो जिसकी सुबह उर्दू की तरह मेरी शाम रात मेरी कायनात वो यार मेरा सैया सैया चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 छैया
चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 चल छैया.
Good morning, folks. This is your host, Yasin Devji, for Bollywood Mix, your favorite Bollywood hit music radio show in the Tri-Cities. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time listening to the nice selection of music, commentary, opinions that we are giving it to you. You can reach us at 226-666-9558 or pick us up online at bollywoodmix.info. As stated before, I'm a realtor with Remax Real Estate Center, Inc., and I've been with that company for many, many years. I do specialize in commercial and residential real estate. And just wanted to talk very briefly about, a few listings I have on the commercial side, so people can participate in them. I've got 4 Dairy Queen locations. They are basically selling in pairs. Each one pair is around the Woodstock and Ingersoll area. That's one pair. And another pair is also located out in the Oshawa area. So if people are interested, please give us a call. We will assist you with the financing and also getting approval from head office, subject, of course, to to qualifications. And these are good branded franchises with recognized brand names and established systems in place. And all training will be provided. And banks are also very supportive of funding nice, recognized, well-known brand names like Dairy Queen. Andy, you want to weigh in on it?
या बिल्कुल. यसीन भाई ने बताया कि डायरी क्वीन है हमारे पास सेल पे, ओशवा में है, देन वी हैव इन इंगरसोल, देन वी हैव इन वुडस्टॉक. इट्स एक्चुअली अ वेरी गुड बिजनेस. एंड अगर हमारे लिसनर्स सोच रहे हैं टू बिकम सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड या दे आर ऑलरेडी सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड, अगर उनके पास बिजनेस है, दिस इज अ वेरी गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी. And especially जो Woodstock और Ingersoll वाले Dairy Queen है, they're coming with a property, right? Very hard to find businesses which comes with a property. So I think they are actually a good deal. The price is negotiable. Give us a call. The number is 226-666-9558. और आप हमें सुन रहे हैं Bollywood Mix, your favorite Bollywood hit music radio show on 102.7 FM. आप हमें ऑनलाइन भी सुन सकते हैं on bollywoodmix.info. एंड द गुड न्यूज इज वी आर कमिंग यूट्यूब लाइव ऑन यूट्यूब नाउ. सो आप हमें यूट्यूब पर भी सुन सकते हैं. सो अच्छा, हमारे लिस्टर्स ने हमें पहले बताया था कि दे वर हैविंग सम इश्यूज विद लॉगिंग ऑन आवर वेबसाइट, बट नाउ वी आर कमिंग लाइव ऑन यूट्यूब. सो आप हमें यूट्यूब पर भी सुन सकते हैं. एंड प्लीज गिव अस अ कॉल इफ यू आर हैविंग अ हार्ड टाइम फाइंडिंग अस. द नंबर इज 266-9558. चलिए अब आपको नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग की तरफ लेके चलते हैं. द नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग इज एक्चुअली अ वेरी गुड सॉन्ग by Jagjit Singh, and the song is called Chitti Na Koi Sandesh. Very beautiful song. Listen and enjoy.
चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, ओ चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए. चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए. चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए, जहां तुम चले गए. इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए। एक आह भरी होगी हमने न सुनी होगी, जाते जाते तुमने आवाज तो दी होगी। हर वक्त यही है गम, उस वक्त कहाँ थे हम, कहाँ तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए, जहाँ तुम चले गए। इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए। हर चीज पे अश्कों से लिखा है तुम्हारा नाम, ये रास्ते घर गलियां तुम्हें कर ना सके सलाम। हर दिल में रह गई बात, जल्दी से छुड़ा कर हाथ, कहाँ तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए, जहाँ तुम चले गए। इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए। अब यादों के कांटे इस दिल में चुभते हैं, ना दर्द ठहरता है, ना आंसू रुकते हैं। तुम्हें ढूंढ रहा है प्यार, हम कैसे करें इकरार कि हाँ तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए, जहाँ तुम चले गए। इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले गए। ओ कहाँ तुम चले गए। चली गई हो कहाँ
Hello, friends. Thanks for listening. You're listening to Bollywood Mix, your favorite Bollywood hit music radio show in Tri Cities. आप हमें सुन रहे हैं 102.7 FM या ऑनलाइन भी सुन सकते हैं on bollywoodmix.info. एंड अभी जैसे मैंने बताया था कुछ टाइम पहले कि आप हमें YouTube लाइव पे भी सुन सकते हैं. एंड नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग की तरफ लेके चलते हैं आपको. द नेक्स्ट सॉन्ग इज एक्चुअली कॉल्ड, it was a very hit song and it's a remix of that song. Listen and enjoy.
चोली के पीछे क्या है, चोली के पीछे, चोली के पीछे क्या है, चोली के पीछे, चुनरी के नीचे क्या है, चुनरी के नीचे.
चोली में दिल है मेरा, चुनरी में दिल है मेरा, चोली में दिल है मेरा, चुनरी में दिल है मेरा, ये दिल मैं दूंगी मेरे यार को, प्यार को.
लाखों दीवाने तेरे, लाखों दीवाने, आशिक पुराने तेरे, आशिक पुराने.
आशिक मिलाना ऐसा मेरी पसंद जैसा, मेरे शहर ये कैसा, क्या करूं, क्या करूं.
हर छोरी
रेशम का लहंगा मेरा, रेशम का लहंगा, लहंगा है महंगा मेरा, लहंगा है महंगा. रेशम का लहंगा मेरा, रेशम का लहंगा, लहंगा है महंगा मेरा, लहंगा है महंगा. लहंगा उठा के चलो, घूंघट गिरा के चलो, क्या क्या बचा के चलो, राम जी, राम जी.
अरे इसको बचा लो बाबू, इसको बचा लो, दिल में छुपा लो बाबू, दिल में छुपा लो.
आशिक पड़े हैं पीछे, कोई इधर को खींचे, कोई उधर को खींचे, क्या करूं, क्या करूं. झुमरी का झुमरू बन जाओ, झुमरी का झुमरू, पायल का घुंघरू बन जाओ, पायल का घुंघरू. झुमरी का झुमरू बन जाओ, झुमरी का झुमरू, पायल का घुंघरू बन जाओ, पायल का घुंघरू. मेरी सलामी कर ले, मेरी गुलामी कर ले, होगा तो होगा कोई बादशाह, बादशाह.
हाय, चोली के पीछे क्या है, चोली के पीछे, चोली के पीछे क्या है, चोली के पीछे, चुनरी के नीचे क्या है, चुनरी के नीचे.
चोली में दिल है मेरा, चुनरी में दिल है मेरा, चोली में दिल है मेरा, चुनरी में दिल है मेरा, ये दिल मैं दूंगी मेरे यार को, प्यार को.
हर छोरी चोली के पीछे क्या है, चोली के पीछे,
Hello, folks. This is your host, Yasin Dewji, coming to you from Bollywood Mix, your favorite hit music radio show in the Tri Cities. You can reach us at 226-666-9558. And as my co-host Andy had discussed before, now we are live on YouTube and also on Facebook. Amazing, interesting, innovative interventions to help our listenership out there to be able to reach us. In one of the many different ways to reach our station. Just wanted to discuss quickly to the listenership about a topic that we have discussed, at many times in various categories, and this is AI, artificial intelligence, and especially when it comes to healthcare. So, as we know, AI in healthcare and medicine uh, could revolutionize the way delivery of medicine, record retention, and other aspects of medical care and technologies could be delivered. This is quite interesting how it could, do some patient routing, treatment plans, mining medical records, designing treatment plans. This is AI actually. We're not talking human intervention here. It's the machine learning, assisting in repetitive jobs. A lot of times, the human body, when it's exposed to the same repetitive job, it goes through some element of mental fatigue. But that's not the case with the machine, because the machine is going to be just keep going on and on and on. Health assistance and medication management, and we are talking about quite interesting. This is like pleasant voice coming from the machine. Very nice demeanor, helping especially patients who are under some kind of a medical stress. And amongst other things, there's also precision medicine. This is interesting because that's an area which looks at what's called the personalized medicine. Every person, one size doesn't fit all. This is different. This is about the genetics and the genomics, particular to your DNA. So precision medicine is something interesting also in the area of artificial intelligence and how it's going to revolutionize. In fact, it already is the medical care areas. Andy, you want to weigh in on it?
Yeah, बिल्कुल yasin bhai, it's very very actually interesting subject, right? AI, IoT, robotics. I think that's actually future. And again, I was watching the World Economic Forum right last night, and I was listening to the guy called Jack Ma, who's a chairman, executive chairman of Alibaba. The guy actually he's interesting, right? Like this guy is very interesting. इसको सुन के actually ना like पता चलता है कि what, there is nothing called failure. I think failure in life is when we accept failure, we accept defeat. That's when a person becomes failure. Otherwise, there is nothing called failure. इसकी अगर आप बायोग्राफी देखेंगे, वो खुद ही बताता है कि he got rejected right from so many places. He said it's funny actually. He said they were right, and he said five people applied for a job and four people got the job. He's the only one who got it. He applied for police officer. There were 25 people. 24 people got one who got rejected. He had so many stories like that. He said like he actually was a failure right for a long time now. But when you think about it, right, the top 10 richest people in the world, okay, the guy is a billionaire. So he was talking about AI and he was talking about robotics. He said like a lot of people are getting scared about and misuse. In fact, it can create a lot of problems. But there are huge benefits to human beings. अगर इसको constructively use किया गया, if it's used, it'll be the end of humanity, right? Like that. I totally agree with Elon Musk when he says uh, it's quite okay. But the thing is, he was giving an example. He said Alibaba. I'm talking about Alibaba's executive chairman, Jack Ma. He was saying his 16 hours a day. Okay, 16 hours a day, and he said nowadays, on average, we are very busy. He says I'm pretty sure my kids, right, will be working about 3-4 hours the next 10 years. The and he says I can guarantee you, people Oh, I'm very busy, working 3 4 hours a day. He says the time, obviously, right? We fill up time. Okay, there is nothing as so. But I was talking about कि कैसे आप you can take advantage, how you can help your kids take advantage of this technology. Don't complain. Don't say he was saying, right. He was very blunt. He said 800 million. Okay, so left behind, right? You're looking for the government, right, to take right and
Yeah, those are very, very wise thoughts, man. I appreciate, bringing us this information from Davos. Jack Ma. This is amazing. He's quite an interesting character. Great respects for him. I think, yeah, no, yeah, embracing AI, I think is going to be very, very important. I think it's easier for the younger generation to embrace it. I don't consider myself necessarily being in the younger generation right now. But I can tell you something. I am quite involved in the social media and also in the techie side of things, including the subject matter of AI and what it's bringing for us. So, I think embracing technology is going to be important. People should wake up and do that. Like they say in Rome, you got to live like the Romans do. That's where the world is going, and it will have many good benefits. I think we can find a niche for the good side of it, especially when it comes to, as we discussed, your personalized medicine. I think that's an interesting area. There could be other areas too. Imagine only having to work for 4 hours in a day or 5 hours, and you use your rest of your time in a judicious manner, which only you can control, and use it to your benefit, to your advantage. Wouldn't that be a lovely world to live in? Think about it, Andy.
yeah, and I would love actually अगर हमारे कोई listeners and if they are into AI, I know my good friend Puneet, he's into AI, and another good friend Ravi, he's in Texas, Dallas, Texas, he's into AI. We would love to get their feedback. What's their opinion? Where do the world going, right? I want to hear from the horse's mouth. चले इसी बात पे आपको next song की तरफ लेके चलते हैं. The next song is actually called Chori Pe Chori, and it's from the movie Satya. Very beautiful song. Listen and enjoy.
Chori, chori, here's my story. Chori, chori, here's my story. I wanna break free, babe. I really wanna know. I really wanna be. I really wanna know. Chori.
चोरी पे चोरी एक डकैती और सीना चोरी चोरी पे चोरी हाँ चोरी पे चोरी एक डकैती और सीना चोरी
I really wanna know. I really wanna be.
चोरी पे चोरी हाथ पकड़ के उंगली मरोरी यार मेरी तौबा ये तो नहीं होगा
चोरी पे चोरी चोरी पे चोरी कट्ठे की चुटकी चुने की बोली झूठी जहान की आफत है जान की एक डकैती और सीना चोरी तौबा 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 यार मेरी तौबा 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 ये तो नहीं होगा
Chori, chori, here's my story. Chori, chori, here's my story.
दोस्तों बारे बारे तोड़ने की बात भी पुरानी हो गई
रात रात भर का इंतजार भी कहानी हो गई
दिल का चलते रहना दोस्त अब तो जिंदगानी हो गई
एक रात मिलने की बाकी सुलझने की सावन नहीं है कहीं 2 दिन लग रहे हैं बाकी समंदर है साहिल नहीं है कहीं कश्ती मीलों समंदर है
डूब डूब के जाना होगा, मीलों समंदर है। चोरी पे चोरी, चोरी पे चोरी, सीना सोरी, सीना सोरी। You can take it down, you can take it all around. Make me smile and make me frown. Girl, you got it going on. Girl, you got it going on. I really wanna know. I really wanna be. I really wanna know. Chori.
दोस्तों एक ख्याल के बगर में कैसे सारी जिंदगी गुजार दें
हे बने तो हम तेरे ख्याल को लिबास की तरह उतार दे।
इश्क विश्क का खुमार भी उतार दीजिए जरा
जाने भी तो यार कैसे मिलेगी, कैसे गुजर होगा। ये एवर के फेरे, ये एवर के चक्कर, यार भंवर होगा। दो गज की कश्ती मीलों समंदर है।
डूब डूब के जाना होगा मीलों समंदर है बाबा
हे चोरी पे चोरी, चोरी पे चोरी, कथे की चुटकी चुने की बोरी, झूठी जहान की आफत है जान की, एक कैदी और सीना चोरी।
यारो मेरी ताबा
ये तो नहीं होगा।
Hello, folks. This is your host, Yasin Devji, coming to you from Bollywood Mix, your favorite hit music radio show in the Tri-Cities. Hopefully, everybody is enjoying themselves here on this nice Monday morning. I know it's kind of tough to get out of a long weekend. Well, actually, a weekend, not a long one, but and then have some snow falling out there. Quite an interesting weather pattern we've been seeing here for a little while. But wanted to talk to you, the listenership, about something else too. I was just checking out this morning news, and I remember, a little while ago when the U.S. elections took place, and there was a lot of stuff that was being thrown around, especially with respect to how the Russians had interfered with the elections, using some cyber related interventions. And it was quite interesting, like it just kind of went back and forth. And I know there is a special counsel in U.S., Robert Mueller. I think he's also doing some investigation right now as we speak. And obviously we will be getting some, some detailed reports coming out. But more recently, I heard now Kremlin apparently has done a 180, and the spokesperson for Mr. Vladimir Putin, he has said that, according to him, there was probably a direct and obvious attempt to influence the elections in Russia, which is coming up on the 18th of March, which is coming up just in the next, few weeks. And then he also added that he was sure the list would not affect the vote. So now we're starting to see, a different form of allegation coming out of, the Soviet side. It's quite interesting how this thing will pan out. This is this sort of like a repeat of the Cold War now? Again, it's just something to ponder. Andy, you have some thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's very interesting observation, Yasin, right? About this thing. In fact, I have no idea what's going on, right? Like, is it fake news or is it real? I don't know who to trust now anymore, right? Like, you can't trust anyone anymore, right? Like, people say something and do something else. The governments, right, जिन पे हम अपना पूरा belief करते हैं, and they're also playing games now, right? So I have no idea where to look, right, for the real news. There should be some organization at least with the at least some actually honesty, right? Like the honesty, I think, is a big word a lot of people throw around, but you don't find it with a lot of people, right? And that includes a lot of our politicians as well. Chale, Yasin bhai, something else you want to talk about before actually I put another song?
No, no. I just wanted to just add on to that. I think, yeah, we are living in some very uncertain times. I think this was a message that was very clear in the meeting last week in Davos, Switzerland. We are living in some uncertain times at this point in time. A lot of world leaders agreed on that part. And I think having a consensus, between and amongst different nations is going to be very important for all of us as we move forward, in 2018 and beyond. Being inclusive society, being cognizant of different ethno-racial backgrounds, educational levels, cultures, is going to be extremely important. I think Canada is in the forefront in that respect, which is good. Accolades to the country, which I've adopted for many decades now. And I think it's going to be important to sort of all of us to look at it from that perspective, not necessarily be only within our own groups, but to become more inclusive and include other people, into our friendship and circle. Andy?
Yeah, Yasin bhai, I couldn't agree with you anymore, right? ये चीज़ मैंने काफ़ी नोटिस की है कि inclusiveness नहीं है in Canada. I find it US to be more inclusive. In fact, I have a lot of friends in US who I find, right, like they're more inclusive. In Canada, there's a lot of distance, and which is surprising. In fact, I've noticed this thing as well कि लोग जो Canada में पुराने आए हुए हैं, and I'm talking about Indians themselves, they don't like people who are coming as immigrants, right? जो कुछ पिछले 5 साल 10 साल से आए हैं या कुछ अभी आ रहे हैं, they don't like them as well, which is so surprising, right? Like, why wouldn't you accept, right? Canada as a country, there there is a reason government is bringing so many immigrants. Okay, it's not actually immigrants are coming to take coming so they can actually वो कंट्री की प्रोग्रेस बढ़ाएं, बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी पीपल विल बी रिटायरिंग एंड नॉट एनफ पीपल वर्किंग. दिस कंट्री इज countries, if you don't have immigrants coming to this country, will actually become broke, right? Will go broke soon. So जो immigrants को government लेके आ रही है, there is a reason for that. I think we should be more welcoming, right, towards the new immigrants, and not make them feel, oh, you know what, oh, these people are taking advantage. No, 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 nobody is taking advantage. The system is there, everybody is taking advantage, right? I understand कि जो immigrant आता है, like they don't have that patriotic feeling toward the country. Nobody has, right? Like in the beginning, but after a while, they start accepting themselves as a Canadian, and then they start contributing towards the economy, towards the country. So I think जैसा यासीन भाई ने कहा कि inclusiveness होनी चाहिए. We should not be saying, in some few years back, right? In 2005, to be exact. I remember कि people were fresh out of boat, which very very rude, and कि अपने लोग जो है दे से, एंड अगर जैसे मैं बात करूँ इस बारे में, जो लोग 20 30 40 years, एंड आई एम प्रीटी श्योर कि काफी में से एग्री नहीं करेंगे, बट जो लोग 20 30 40 बोट्स, okay, no offense, but the new immigrants who are coming, they're coming with a lot of education. English might not be their primary language, but they have their own language. They are fluent in their language. They come here, they learn, right? So we should accept that. Okay, acceptance से ही will not have the problems which America is having right now, right? So should be accepting of people. Yasin भाई, कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप?
No, I think you said it very well, Andy. Said it very well. We should move on to the next song.
Okay, so the next song is actually called Daru Vich Pyar.
थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे, ओ थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे नशे दी बंद बोतले नशे दी बंद बोतले दारू विच प्यार मिला दे दारू विच प्यार मिला दे नशे दी बंद बोतले नशे दी बंद बोतले तू ही मंजिल है मेरी तू ही तकदीर है मेरी तेरे नाल जिंदगी दी कोई भी कमी ना प्यार दा जाम पिला दे दिल ना दिल मिला दे हुस्ना दी रानी तू मेरी महबूबा मेरी अखियां दी प्यास बुझा दे मेरी अखियां दी प्यास बुझा दे थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे ओ साजना ओ साजना ओ साजना ओ साजना दारू विच प्यार मिला दे तेरा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे नशे दी बंद बोतले नशे दी बंद बोतले
Yo, just keep dancing all night. Maybe take my hand, it's alright. Yeah, girl, that body's out of sight. Now let me show you how we're gonna vibe tonight. You make me wanna get down. Spread the word, I got the fever now. It's like this with a cold sweat. I never met nobody like you yet. So what's up with the Spanish eyes? Damn, you got me so hypnotized. One look at those beautiful lips, I'm like, hey mama, move those hips.
कसम खुदा दी बिल्लो जान तो प्यारी लगे तेरियां यादां नू कर दस इश्क अवला एदा रोग भी अवला होए छरियां दा दिल नी बड़ा कमजोर मेरी अखियां दी प्यास बुझा दे मेरी अखियां दी प्यास बुझा दे थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे ओ साजना ओ साजना ओ साजना ओ साजना दारू विच प्यार मिला दे थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे नशे दी बंद बोतले नशे दी बंद बोतले थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे थोड़ा दारू विच प्यार मिला दे नशे दी बंद बोतले नशे दी बंद बोतले
Hello, thanks for listening to Bollywood Mix, your favorite Bollywood. आप हमें सुन रहे सकते हैं Bollywood Mix Info ऑनलाइन सुन सकते हैं on YouTube and on Facebook Live as well. On our the next song is called Damadam Mach Kalandar by Mika Singh and Yo Yo Honey Singh.
झूले लालन लाल मेरी पत रखियो बला झूले लालन सिंधड़ी दा सेवण दा सखी शाबाद कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर दमादम मस्त कलंदर सखी शाबाद कलंदर नाल तेरे मैं नचना है जग नू भुला के नाल तेरे मैं नचना है जग नू भुला के आज रात मेरे दी उम्र दमादम मस्त कलंदर नमस्त दिल दे अंदर अमीदा पहला नंबर सखी शाहबाज कलंदर हो लाल मेरी है लाल मेरी हो चार चिराग तेरे बलन हमेशा हो चार चिराग तेरे बलन हमेशा चार चिराग तेरे बलन हमेशा पंजवा में पालन आया बाला झूले लालन हो पंजवा में पालन हो पंजवा में पालन आया बाला झूले लालन सिंधड़ी दा सेवण दा सखी शाहबाज कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर दमादम मस्त कलंदर सखी शाहबाज कलंदर हो लाल मेरी लाल मेरी
मेरा यार भी तू मेरा प्यार भी तू मेरी जीत भी तू मेरी हार भी तू मेरे दिलदार भी तू मेरा जिंदगी पे एतबार भी तू मेरा मोमिन तू मेरा काजी तू मेरा रुसिया तू मेरा राजी तू मेरा आप भी तू मेरा आतिश तू मेरा दुश्मन तू मेरा आशिक तू मेरा दिन भी तू मेरी रात भी तू मेरी रूह भी तू मेरी जात भी तू मैं तो दूर भी तू मेरे साथ भी तू ऐसा काफिर भी औकात भी तू अल्लाह
जन जना जन झांझर बाजे हो जन जना जन झांझर बाजे जन जना जन झांझर बाजे सांस तिरक जाए सांस तिरक जाए सांस तिरक जाए सुर तेरे साथ मिला दमादम मस्त कलंदर मस्त दिल दे अंदर अमीदा पहला नंबर सखी शाहबाज कलंदर हो लाल मेरी है लाल मेरी
मेरा प्यार भी मेरी जीत भी मेरी हार भी मेरे दिलदार अमीदा पहला नंबर मेरा यार मेरा प्यार भी मेरी जीत मेरी हार मेरे
Hello, folks. This is your host, Yasin Devji, coming to you from Bollywood Mix, your favorite hit music radio show in the Tri-Cities. Just wanted to quickly inform our listenership. Yesterday, there was a big gala, India Cultural Association, held here in the city of Kitchener. And it was an amazing show. And there was an annual general meeting. There were some changes in the board of directors announced over there. Some awards were given out. A lot of Geet Mala. There was a lot of Indian cultural related shows, dances, music, good food, good company, good people. If you would like to obviously participate, as I'm sure you would want to and be involved, please, keep listening to our radio show. We will be announcing any upcoming events pertaining to this right at this radio station. So please let us, please keep us informed. Be in touch with us, 226-666-9558. It's bollywoodmix.info and soundfm.ca/listen. Andy, you want to add on?
बिल्कुल यसिन भाई, ऐसा आपने बताया कि it was a really good function. Most people should have attended. A lot of people came, and in fact हम यही कहेंगे कि हमारे you can listen to our show, and we actually always inform people about upcoming events. So you can always give us a call. The number is 226-666-9558. अगर आप कोई टॉपिक है या कोई ओपिनियन है आपका या कोई गाना आप सुनना चाहेंगे, we will be more than happy to fulfill your request. एंड चले अब आपको लास्ट सॉन्ग की तरफ लेके चलते हैं, बिकॉज हमारा जो शो होता है इज एक्चुअली मंडे टू फ्राइडे 10 to 11:30 एंड द टाइम इज 11:25 AM EST Eastern Standard Time. The next song is actually a very beautiful song by Rahat Fateh Ali Khan and Shreya Ghosal. The song is called Daga Nazre. Listen and enjoy.
तोरे नैना बड़े दगाबाज रे ओ तोरे नैना हाय नैना 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 हाय दगाबाज रे है दगाबाज रे तोरे नैना बड़े दगाबाज रे कल मिले हाँ कल मिले है कल मिले ये हमको भूल गए आज रे है दगाबाज रे है दगाबाज रे तोरे नैना बड़े दगाबाज रे दगाबाज 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 रे तोरे नैना बड़े दगाबाज रे काहे खफा ऐसे चुलबुल से बुलबुल काहे ना तुमाने बतिया काहे खफा ऐसे चुलबुल से बुलबुल काहे ना तुमाने बतिया
काहे पड़ा पीछे जाने ते बैरी मैं जानू क्या तुरी घटिया है
जिंदगी अपनी हम तो कदान दे दे मुस्कुरा के जो मांगे परान दे दे कल मिले हो कल मिले हाय कल मिले ये हम भूल गए आज रे है दगाबाज रे है दगाबाज रे तोरे नैना बड़े दगाबाज रे तोरे नैना दगाबाज रे दगाबाज रे नैना रे डरता जहाँ हमसे हम तो से डरते ये सब जाने मोरी रनिया है डरता जहाँ हमसे हम तो से डरते ये सब जान मोरी रनिया है
मस्का लगाऊं न छोड़ो जी छोड़ो समझती है तुरी दुनिया है
इस अदा पे तो हम कुर्बान गए जी तोहरी नाना में हामी है जान गए जी कल मिले हो कल मिले है कल मिले रे हमको भूल गए आज रे दगाबाज रे दगाबाज रे तोरे नैना बड़े दगाबाज रे दगाबाज 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 रे है तोरे नैना बड़े दगाबाज रे
Thank you very much for listening to your favorite. Thanks for listening, and thank you very much. Take care and have a wonderful day.